USA virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the HeyTie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to HAYTI.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools. We help them implement, I love to leave the inherited lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income, and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. Wow. I nearly lost it all. Wow. When I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it. If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that? Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Rose.
Artist to me is a creative expression of something from nothing. You know, it explodes onto the canvas, or it explodes on in my work. One of the things that I try to do more than anything is I try to just give the lines and the movements and emotions and expressions into what I do. Art really means to me a chance to express how I feel deep down inside. Most of my art begins as a thought that I might have, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's history, whether it's a woman or a man. It pretty much starts as an idea of thought before I get into the actual image of what I'm going to draw. I do a lot of historical pieces. I was a history minor in college, and I love to do history pieces. And a lot of times I'm thinking about history, and then I try to make that history impact you as you look at it. That's one of the reasons I do pictures so large. People ask me, why do I do the pictures so big? And I tell them, I want the piece to impact them as they're looking at it, to kind of dominate them, dominate their space. And most of my pieces I try to do off page. I don't try to do anything that's going to be in those four corners or in a square. And I want your imagination to be a part of the piece that you're looking at. I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6, and then I traveled back and forth to D.C. because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting, and she does a lot of artistic things. And then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer, and my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglass Lab. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet, but I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces, or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. Well, what happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style, and it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at them. I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. People asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.
My passion has been around helping communities of color and historically underrepresented and underserved communities, minority, rural, veterans, persons who are differently able, in the intersection of education, innovation, technology, industry, and let's throw some entrepreneurship in there just for fun. See more around innovation, incubators, accelerators. I love the idea of going from innovation to commercialization.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader, an expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations.
Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Carrie Jackson, and I am your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, California, Ohio, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our first speaker this morning is a facilitator dedicated to addressing embedded trauma. She is a spiritual teacher, speaker, author, life coach, and storyteller. Over the past 20 years, she has been focused in the areas of healing, initiation, grief, leadership, diversity, and inclusion. Her background in organizational management and development with a concentration in integral theory, which has supported her to looking at the world in a more holistic way. She has had the privilege of studying with some amazing elders and keepers of indigenous wisdoms from the Dogra tribe of Burkina Faso. I present to you mother of two from Cincinnati, Ohio, and inspired by the Ohio River and the stories of freedom that were birthed from there, Miss Juanita Roberson.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here with you. It's Carrie.
Oh, thank you.
How are you doing today?
I am doing great. And I hope you are blessed as well.
I am. I can't complain.
All right. Well, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Juanita Roberson, and I run a company called Nzuzu, Nzuzu. And my work has been around forgiveness and reconciliation, initiation, healing, and grief work. You know, one of the things that I think that we don't tend to enough, and especially in businesses, is organizational grief. There's grief that happens anytime that there is a loss or someone leaves, even when they leave an organization for good reasons. You know, someone might get a promotion, or they may, you know, go to another company or start a new family, and they leave the company, and we don't tend to deal with that loss. You know, when we're working with people, we're in relationship with them. And being in relationship means that we've cared about them. And so the way that shows up in businesses sometimes is you'll hear people say things like, well, when so-and-so was here, we didn't do it this way. That's a clue that we're holding on to what was there. When we're holding on to what's ready to be released, there's no room for the new that we've asked to come in. And so, you know, we have to make room and space. And I think we're in a culture that doesn't really know how to deal with grief. One of the things that I've said is that what better gift than a pandemic to give to a culture who has forgotten how to grieve? Because if we don't know how to grieve, we don't know how to live. You know, one of the things that I'm excited about is I'm working with a group of young adults, or actually not just young adults, but adults who are stepping into their own healing journey. And us stepping into our healing journey means everything. You know, we are such an adolescent adult culture. And the problem with that is when you don't have initiated adults, you can't have initiated elders. And if you don't have initiated elders, you can't initiate the youth. So then what we're creating is this vicious cycle of adolescent adults growing adolescent adults. And the problem with that is that we are creating a culture that wants all of the freedom and none of the responsibility. We have forgotten we have forgotten about our elders. We have forgotten what it means to have elders in a community. We're a community that is just getting older and not necessarily growing up. So one of the ways that I've stepped into dealing with this, or, you know, addressing this issue in my own business, is I have a program called Fire and Water, and it's a adult leadership rites of passage cohort. And we have adults who come from all across the country. I actually have one Canadian alumni as well. And we have a cohort now that's going on with about 20 adults. And we get together in person 3 times in our 16 months. It's a 16-month journey. Because growth and transformation takes time. And so we come together 3 times, and it's basically the hero's journey. It's us taking on our own journey of growth and development in community, because community matters. I was struck with the question of how do we do a culturally specific diverse initiation? So one of the ways that we've addressed that is that we have all the participants, once they come into the process, get access to their ancestral DNA. So they get to choose which lineage they want to dive deeper into and learn more about. Now, we can do that culturally specific, but side by side, we get to do it in a diverse culture, because we each have these different backgrounds. And it's important to know that we've come from someplace, that we're part of something bigger than just ourselves, and that there are people who will come after us. I love Maya Angelou says her definition of humility was, humility means knowing that someone else paved the way for you, and now it's your job to pave the way for someone else. And so in this process, the participants are going through their own healing journey, because I believe that you can't give what you don't have. And so often we're asking people to give love and support and care and concern and compassion to others when they don't have it for themselves. And so it's the time to do our own personal work, because it does matter. When we are doing our own work internally, then the external starts to reflect that as we go through our daily lives and as we're working and in our personal lives. You know, most of us spend most of our time at work. So that's where the issues show up, or our conflicts show up, because ultimately trauma wants to be healed. And as a culture, you know, we have a lot of not just personal trauma, but ancestral trauma. We also have personal gifts and ancestral gifts. I don't want to bypass that. I think in a culture that talks so much about trauma, sometimes we forget that. You know, for a while, I was afraid of doing my own grief work, which is part of the healing journey, because I thought that grief required suffering. But what I've learned is that grief doesn't require suffering. The suffering isn't the grief. The suffering is the resistance to the grief itself. So if we're not in resistance, grief is just sad. Well, it can be sad, and I'll put it another way. There's a wonderful man who actually is of Mayan descent, Martin Partel, who talked about grief isn't sadness, grief is release. And he says, when you're grieving the thing that you've lost, we call it grief. But when you're grieving the thing that you've got, we call it praise. Because to really know how to praise something, you need to know what would be lost if it was gone. And so for me, it's that release. And so often what we do is we block it in the grief, because we're afraid to the sadness and grief, because we're afraid of the suffering. But as we lean deeper into those emotions, we actually get more access to joy. That's why sometimes when you're really upset and you have the big ugly cry afterwards, joy rushes in. You find yourself laughing or giggling because you've made more room. So I get really excited when we're actually getting to the place of the grief. There's one ways that grief shows up that I don't think that we always recognize is unprocessed personal grief often shows up as anger. And unprocessed collective grief often shows up as rage. And as a community, oftentimes the rage will come through us, but it's not just our grief that we're holding the grief of the collective. And grief requires community. We need each other. As Black folks, we often know that we need each other, that we can't do any of this by ourselves. That's why I love this network, because we get to come together and be in community and support each other. And the same is true with grief. We need each other to grieve, because we're all afraid that we'll drown in it. But if we have people around us that we trust that wouldn't let us drown, then we can really go to the depths, to the bottom of our grief. And on the other side, when you go all the way through it, the other side is the gift of the wound of the experience. And that's what helps us to grow and expand and step into more and more of the truth of who we are. I think our most underutilized resource in this country, or maybe in the world, is us. That because we're not growing up, we're not getting connected to what is our individual unique genius here. I think we could solve all the issues on the planet by initiating all of the adults. You know, I think that when I say initiation, sometimes people don't know what I mean by initiation. And when I talk about initiation, we have lots of different initiations in our culture. We have initiations when, I think a baby's born, that's a kind of initiation for a family. When people get married, that's a kind of initiation. I know as a teenager, getting my driver's license was a kind of an initiation. When you start your first business is a kind of initiation. But the initiation that I'm talking about is moving from the adolescence to the adult self. And I think what that initiation asks of us is that we move from being earth-centered and led in our decision-making to being spirit-centered and led in our decision-making. It's not that we ignore the earthly things, because those are, we're human and we do need to tend to those, but it's that we don't lead that way. We don't lead from fear, we lead from love. And, I believe that translates also to good business. I think that when we are listening to our hearts, when we're doing what's in alignment with our belief systems, when we're standing in integrity, that it gets reflected around us. The seeds that we sow do come up. One of the things that in Nazuzu that we do is, like I said, we have the fire and water, but we also have coming up this next month, we're doing a gathering of wisdom keepers from around the world. We're bringing wisdom keepers together because I'm sitting with this question of what changes when we're in a room together. And then we're together from a Wednesday to a Sunday. And then on Saturday, we're inviting in the community to learn from these wisdom keepers. This is happening in Ohio. So if you're around, please come join us. And there's power again in listening to what the wisdom keepers, what the elders in our communities have to say, to integrate kind of the pieces that we need to hear. I think it's important in the elders that we have and our teachers and guides to have more than one, because we live in a culture that is full of imitation instead of integration. And having more wisdom keepers or more elders can help you to integrate the wisdom that's for you and not just imitate somebody else. Because you can never be somebody else. Whenever you step into trying to be someone else, you will always fail, because you're never going to be as good, better than they are. And so the job is then, how do we step more and more into the truth of who we are? Community's job is to remind us of the truth of who we are, to not tell us you're what you did, because you're so much more than that. And we can remind you, because we all forget in community. We all forget who we really are. We all forget what it is that we really have to bring and offer. And, part of what I tell my people in Fire and Water is the people who can help you the most is, who are your peers? Who are the people closest to you? And who are your elders? Who are the people in your life who will tell you the truth? So often we get into positions and jobs and we're going. And sometimes because people want things from you, you're not exactly sure if they're always telling you the truth. But who are those people that you can go to, that even when you don't like it, that they're going to tell you the truth and you can trust their viewpoint of what's happening? That's one of the ways that we go it together. I do a lot of community engagement work, and I think that part of it is, again, as we remember ourselves, we can see others. We recently trained in Minnesota 50 employees of the Department of Human Services and Community Engagement. And I just think this is really important because our kids are being affected in this way. And so when we really can boost our experience of not only just saying and asking people to do community engagement, but what does it mean to really learn and step into what it means to do that well, so that you don't forget your own self, so that when you show up in a way that's full of spirit, that they can show up to meet you there. There's a person, John Marshall Roberts, who writes, there's 3 ways to move something. He says that body to body is force, mind to mind is persuasion, and spirit to spirit is inspiration. It's to be in spirit. So often what we try to do is we try to persuade people of our way of doing things, which persuasion is really pretty hard to do. But that spirit to spirit is the quickest way to move anything. So I often will tell people, if you can get yourself fully in the room, if you can show up, then what happens is, because we are connected, is it commands the other person to meet you there. It's that spirit to spirit is to be inspired by someone else. And I look for that. I love the animation that comes up, especially when people are doing, when they show up and they light up and they can contribute to their work and to their communities in ways that they wouldn't otherwise be able to, if they weren't in their own spirit, if they were, someplace else and not present. And I don't mean someplace else physically, I mean someplace else, oftentimes when we're in a place, we're not present. We're thinking about what needs to happen tomorrow, or what happened yesterday, but we can really get ourselves there. And we really meet people. We really get to bear witness to what's happening in the moment. It changes everything. One of my elders, Jojo Pa Maria, has said to me, where it says thou shalt not bear false witness, it's not just about lying. It's about not bearing witness to each other. It's about not showing up for each other. And I wonder sometimes how often I bear false witness even in a day. How often somebody will ask me something and I kind of half hear it and kind of half respond, instead of really being present with each other. What does it mean to really show up? What does it mean to really see ourselves and therefore be able to see each other? I think that this piece around community and coming together, I learned really early. My parents were really young when I was born. My parents were 15 going on 16. And I remember my mother, she wrote about when her parents found out that she was pregnant with me. Her dad had picked her up from someplace and she didn't know if he knew. And she got home and went into the dining room and all the family was sitting at the table. And she said it was the first time that she realized that this wasn't a personal issue, it was a family one. And I think that as Black folks, one of the things that we really know in a cellular kind of way is that communal piece, is that we need each other, that I think that that's so important in our businesses. And I actually think it's an advantage that we have, because we can show up and we can hold both together. When Miss Carey was introducing me, one of the things that she said is that my background is in integral theory. And part of the integral theory piece is, how do you look at things in a more holistic way? How do we include what I say in the world of complexity? We need to learn how to include as many truths in our assessment of what is true as possible. And so how do I include in, other people's truth as well as mine, and really stepping into what's the truth with a capital T? So one of the things that I also have is I have a podcast where I'm interviewing elders in the world, and and the wisdom keepers, and it's called Fire and Water Podcast. And part of the reason is I do believe in all of our elders. They're holding libraries, they're holding information and gifts for us. And so how do we not lose that? How do we step into learning from those who've gone before? Not only so that we have our own support and guidance and kind of coaching, but so that there's information that doesn't get lost. I feel like so much has been lost in our communities, and we have an opportunity to reclaim and to restore some of that. And I see that happening now, which is really exciting to me. I had one of the women, African-American woman who has been in Fire and Water, my leadership development, or my leadership rites of passage cohort. She came in to teach this next group herbalism because she's been studying this wisdom of herbs and plants, which come from our people, and it was so wonderful to see her in her work use this ancient wisdom and her unique genius to help support this next group grow into themselves. It's that, like the Sokofa bird, and looking back to come forward, right? To bring it forward, that we're able to do now, and that I see happening all over in different parts of our community.
All right. That is great information, Ms. Roberson. I like the fact that you were saying that, grief is something that we have to do as a collective.
Yes.
A lot of times we do not recognize that. Can you share some ways and information on how we can get in contact with you?
Yes, definitely. So the easiest way and quickest way is my website, and it's www.nzuzu, it's NZUZU.com. And you can get information about the coaching that I do, about the workshops that I offer, about the consulting work. I am blessed to be able to work with a lot of different businesses, including doctors and lawyers and activists and churches. And so, I always say I have a thing that holds things. I can help people really lean into each other and really tend to not only where we're going together, but how we're going together, which I think is more important, because if you deal with the how, you can go anywhere.
Okay. Do you have any social media information?
Yeah, so I am under Nzuzu and under Quanita Robertson. I'm on Facebook. You can find me there. I'm on Instagram under Nzuzu Circle, and I'm also on LinkedIn under Nzuzu and under Quanita.
Okay, and your podcast?
So the podcast is Fire and Water, like Quanita, and then we also have another podcast called Wisdom Work.
Okay, are they available on all the podcast streaming channels and YouTube, or?
They're available on, you can find them on YouTube, you can find them on Apple, you can find them on iTunes, and then also when you go to my website, they're listed there, so you can get linked to them there as well.
Okay. Can you give, I guess, some wisdom nuggets or something that someone could help identify themselves as they're going through the grief process, or something that could help them identify those things and make it each day?
Yeah, so one of the things I would say is that grief isn't an event, it's a relationship. And so it comes back in cycles and cycles, just like relationships. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, right? Like we have all the in between. And so really getting that. The other thing I'll say is one of the biggest misconceptions I think we have around grief is that we think we all grieve differently. And I don't think it's true. I think we all avoid grief differently, and that story gives us permission to avoid it. But the grief itself is just feeling your feelings and letting them go through you.
That's key. I think what you just said about we all avoid grief differently.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's, yeah.
And we need each other. We need community to grieve, because we're all afraid we'll drown in it. And so we won't go to the real bottom of it to actually get through it. And there's always a gift on the other side of the wound when you go all the way through it. And so we're not getting access to the gift. And so we keep doing the same cycle over and over, trying to get to that other side, because trauma wants to be healed.
Trauma does want to be healed. And sometimes we do have a hard time trusting the process like allowing the process to flow, enabling the process. We see it every day as as seasons change. We see the trees go from a decay state and then back to life. But sometimes if you were a new gardener or a new farmer, then you get nervous because you don't know if you're doing. And I guess it's not the same thing with grief. Like if it's new to you, then it's like you don't know what it's supposed to look like. Like, is it supposed to look dead?
Yes. And I think in our businesses too, I know when I was first starting my business, I've been doing this work for over 20 years now, but when I was first starting, what would happen with my coaching clients is I would go through a growth spurt and they would start falling off. And I think, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna have a business again, right? But what was happening is that the people who no longer needed what I had because I had grown and I was different falls away so that the new people can show up.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's all the pruning process. It's like you'll be afraid to prune the tree, but if you don't prune the tree or a bush, then you may not have flowers to bloom next spring.
Exactly.
And it's almost like nature accepts it, but how we look at it as humans sometimes.
Yes.
Would you say that we overcomplicate that?
Well, I think that we don't realize we are nature. We think that, right? We think it's different. And so this piece about how do we this whole idea of being human and divine at the same time isn't an easy gig.
No, it's not. I mean, it is the simple form. It's just that I think we try to make things that are simple already more simpler.
Yes. And I often say I look for deep, fun, and easy. I look for things that have deep heart and meaning. I look for things that are fun. That doesn't mean it's not hard work, but that I'm enjoying who I'm doing it with and where we're going. And I look for ease, a flow. I think when we're in alignment, the external is easy. The internal is hard. Healing what we need to heal internally to release what needs to be released to go forward. That's usually the hard part.
Yes, the relaxation on the inside. Yes. Telling yourself to let go. It's the giving up, surrendering control, so to speak, within yourself. Yes. Okay. Can you tell us one more time about the event that you have coming up, like the dates, the name of it, when it will be available for the public, how someone can sign up?
Yeah. So on my website, you can sign up. The website again is www.nazuzu.com. And the event for the Learning from the Wisdom Keepers is going to happen on June 22nd. It's in Peoples, Ohio at Hope Springs Institute. We also have coming up at the beginning of July, and this is under events and on the website as well, a online wisdom series around relationship to friendship. We do a wisdom series, different focuses each time. And this one is friendship. We've done it around forgiveness. We've done it around presence. And it's just, again, how do we come together with a group of people and deepen our own self-awareness in community?
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, thank you. Oh, welcome. I think we already mentioned about the podcast, right?
Yes. Yes. That also you can find on the website and on iTunes. And it's Wisdom Work, and it's also Fire and Water.
And what's the difference between the two?
So Wisdom Work is around people. I wanted to interview people who are integrating spirituality in their work life. You know, and so often, because I think we only think of like clergy and people who we think are spiritual who are doing that, but how people, everyday people, are using and, you know, doing their life's purpose through their work. And so I just interview people on that to speak about their work and how that shows up for them. And then the Fire and Water is the elders. It's getting wisdom from the elders in the community.
Oh, that refreshing and rushing wind.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much,
Ms.
Juanita Roberson, for your time and all of those gems and jewels that you have shared with us this morning.
Thank you.
And yes, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side. The Black Business Expo mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. The expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that is on the screen below, $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for May 2024: NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Richer Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, 5-Star BDM Media, Melanation I Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I am a child of the Most High God. He has gifted me in ways that I could not even imagine and didn't know.
There was a time when I didn't know who I was. I listened to other people tell me who I should be, what I should do. I listened to people telling me that I should be a boutique owner, that I should be a construction manager, that I should be a laborer. Have you ever felt like you should do something else, be something else, go somewhere else, be wherever you wanted to be, and you felt like you were in a box? Anybody in the room? And you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? And you kept trying to go and go and you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? But let me tell you, you need to rock the box. Rock the box.
I am engaging, inspiring, and empowering. I would give you everything I know. Just by touching you, if I could, by osmosis, give you every single thing I've learned, I've gone through, I know I would. We know that's not possible, but as it is possible, I love to share information with people.
Some of you out there, people have told you that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. But I will tell you, like Kingston said, you can, you must, and you will. If it's to be, it's going to be me. You got to say it. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be.
Barbara is because she believed what her mama said about her and not what other people told her.
Every day you wake up, when you're in a situation, it's your choice whether it's an advantage or the disadvantage.
She gained her confidence and her life, and now she is a testimony.
If I can help you elevate yourself, then I feel like I'm elevating my own self as well. What you know and I know together can change the world.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S.-African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why BDirect was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to BDirect's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business lifecycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, BDirect Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to BDirect Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change, and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I was born and raised in southeastern West Virginia, the coal fields. My father was an AME minister. For me, I was very fortunate. Even though I grew up in the segregated South, I was surrounded by flourishing Black businesses, doctors, lawyers, bankers, dentists. They were all there and they were all successful. And I guess that's part of my dream, is to see that success come back. My name is Joseph Simmons, and I am the founder of the Center for Micro-Entrepreneurial Training. We have this moment in time where we can change the trajectory of people. And our focus is on women, Black and brown entrepreneurs, and their access to capital, their ability to build thriving businesses, the ability to employ people. There's a study that showed that in those 3 communities, especially Black and brown communities, $1 stays in those communities for 30 minutes. In white community, $1 stays in their communities for 8 hours. So think about it. For you in a Black or brown community to get gas, to get food, to go to a restaurant, you've got to leave your community, take those dollars out of that community and take it to another community that's already being well served. So if we can reverse that, if we can go from 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, that's progress. That's what we need to do. I was with SCORE. And then in May of 2020, of course, the events happened in regards to the murder of George Floyd. The other thing that I was experiencing was the denials of federal funds for small businesses. And it revolved around one thing. These businesses were not being prepared for grants and for government programs. And I came up with the idea for the Center for Micro-Entrepreneurial based off those 2 things. Morgan Stanley had a report out in 2020, first quarter, and it talked about there were 3 groups that were massively devastated by COVID-19 on their business. That was 1, women, number 2, Black, and number 3, brown entrepreneurs. The research showed that they had less cash on hand, they had less opportunity to go into a bank and get money, and they were very dependent on family and friends to keep their business up and running. If we can focus on those 3 groups, then we can have a dramatic impact on our communities. Really, the focus is on 3 areas. And those 3 areas are 1, the people, number 2, the courses, and number 3, a support network. Here at CMAT, we will provide you with the fundamentals for generational success. And you will be creating a vibrant community by attending our 5-day immersive training course.
men, there were 12.
Okay.
And God spoke to me and said, I want you to do a calendar highlighting men. I want there to be men from all walks of life, not just entrepreneurs, not just CEOs of corporations. I want you to bring good fathers, good husbands, good teachers, good coaches, athletes, CEOs, entrepreneurs. I want you physicians, attorneys, bring them together. They will formulate relationships that they never otherwise would have formulated, because we tend to stay in our own circles. So I know what the vision is. I know my instructions. And that's why every year I stretch myself even further.
So, you going to the Christmas party on Saturday?
Of course. What do you think folks will say if my wife and I didn't show up? Plus, they miss my dance moves.
Please, those moves from the 80s? Seriously lame.
Lame? Well, maybe a little bit, but this chief of surgery always gets the party started, sister. What's going on with your hand?
Nothing. Just tired. Stress.
Jen, we've known each other a long time now. And we've always been honest with each other. What's going on?
Come on, Mark. I'm fine.
That hand says otherwise.
It's nothing. Look, this does not interfere with my ability to do my work.
Jan, until you get a complete workup, you know I can't let you back in the operating room.
Mr. Menchef, did anyone else have access to your badge last night? Say around midnight. Because the computers here at your lab show that somebody was here. And although your cameras don't show it, somebody was in your building. The chip is his property. Belongs to him.
No, he belongs to no one. Simon, do you belong to him? No, he has a right.
He has no rights. Belongs to him. Shame. Wrong? He just wrote free man. I am not chaining him up.
Hey, man, where's the bathroom, man? Huh? You know you're the only one, right?
Right, and she's number 2, and that one's number 3, and number 4.
All of this stuff, it's not pleasure. This is business. It's not. Relax. Enjoy yourself, all right?
You know where they are. I know you know. You're just lucky I'm a nice guy.
This house is for sale. You go in and act like you want to buy the place. Look around. Find everywhere you want to go. That way you'll know the floor plan.
Aren't you worried that they might call the cops afterward?
No. Because when he gets back, we gonna kill him and his wife.
Locked us up. Somebody forgot to throw away the key.
Sir, she's gone, but you're gonna make it, okay?
My heart is aching, but I'm a fool to let it go on breaking.
No way. Hey, look, guys, it's spaghetti.
Hello, how are you?
I don't believe this. Hey, could you do me a big favor and spook my kids for me?
I'm with my friends, so...
Could you do me a favor?
All right.
Come on, please.
Look at that. Thank you.
Come on. For the camera. Just one more time, please.
I'll give you one standing up.
Yeah.
Framed it. Shouldn't be shooting this.
Yeah.
Spooky!
Yeah.
Spooky!
That's it.
Oh, Spooky! Spooky!
Yeah.
Spooky!
Yeah.
Spooky!
That's it.
Yeah,
Making our
spooky.
day. Spaghetti. Yes. Hey,
I'll give you
one
three
more.
more.
One more quick favor.
Yeah.
Could you take a picture with them? My
Yeah.
kids? Huh?
Come on. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right here.
Got you all in frame here. Do you mind if you move out of the picture a little bit? You're kind of in the way.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, listen,
How's
I
that?
appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, smooth!
Are you an innovative entrepreneur or business owner ready to embrace the future of business transformation?
The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and it's crucial to adapt and pivot towards success in this dynamic landscape. At the Hello LLC, we are dedicated to guiding you through this transformative journey, offering a comprehensive suite of services that extend beyond the metaverse and 3D immersive experiences.
Our mission is to empower businesses and brands by assisting them in building, branding, systemizing, and automating their operations. We specialize in steering businesses from a two-dimensional existence to a thriving three-dimensional presence, where opportunities abound.
We help businesses harness the power of technology to work smarter, not harder, enabling them to operate efficiently and stay ahead of the curve. Our diverse range of services includes:
Our Biz in a Box is a complete business solution package designed to jumpstart your entrepreneurial journey. From strategic planning to digital infrastructure, we've got you covered. Your one app, one tap solution.
Our Motion Work AI videos transform your brand storytelling with
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Carrie Jackson, and I'm your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, California, Ohio, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Next up, we have our own Erica Mann, who will be doing a fireside chat with Rachel Manning. As a registered nurse since 2018, trauma and ICU nurse experience, Rachel birthed Restore and Rejuvenate Hydration while working as a full-time project manager. Her passion in the med spa industry with a niche of developing an intimate relationship with her clients while making them feel and look good. She is dedicated to the normalization of Black girl luxury within aesthetics, beauty, and wellness. She takes pride in her business, being a premier med spa and beauty company that delivers exceptional IV therapy and aesthetic services in the North Carolina Triangle area and beyond. I present to you owner and CEO of Restore and Rejuvenate Hydration, Rachel Manning, and Miss Erica Mann.
Hey.
Hey, good day.
Hey, how are you guys?
Great. All right. Well, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I can't hear you.
Rachel Manning,
Oh,
it
there
is
you
such an honor. Thank you so much. And so I am excited about speaking with you today. Such amazing accomplishments at such a young age. I will call you young because I feel like we're young, right? And such an inspirational story behind who you are, how you got started as a Black woman promoting Black girl luxury and magic. And so tell us a little bit more about your company and your background.
So I'm Rachel. My background is I'm a registered nurse. I did ICU nursing, fresh out of nursing school, and a little bit of trauma here and there. And then, of course, the wonderful COVID hit, and I had to transition. So I transitioned to a pharmaceutical company where I now do project management. I developed, I had got into Botox and I got into like Black girl luxury aesthetics. And when I started experiencing it myself, I got into the field and I'm like, there's not a lot of people that look at us that are providing service. So I started figuring out how to train for it, the people to network with, who I needed to meet, talk to, just to kind of learn the business setup in this industry. And so I just took that leap. I started as a mobile business doing IV hydration. And then I just kind of let that work me up to where I can have the brick and mortar and have a full out med spa. So this is where we are now.
I love it. From being mobile to having a brick and mortar, it's such an amazing accomplishment. That is not easy with the overhead cost that it takes to actually have a brick and mortar. So let's talk about what Black girl luxury is. Honestly, this is my first time hearing about it outside of what I know about your business. So explain to the audience what that is.
Aesthetics. I like to tell anybody that I feel like as a Black woman, as a Black man, because I have male clients as well, so I don't want to dim that light on my men as well. We age beautiful and we age very graceful. However, I always tell people, there are certain things with the aging process that it's nice to be able to kind of enhance that aging process. We're all going to age regardless. But I got into the industry because I love beauty and I just love really putting it out there for Black women and Black men that we as well can do these luxury aesthetic services and it's okay. It's nothing wrong. You don't have to overdo it. I always let my clients know that I do consider myself a very natural injector. So, I'm not here to fix anything or correct anything. It's just simply an enhancement. I have services in terms of the beauty, I have a lot of services I offer from injectables, which is Botox, fillers, lip fillers, dermal fillers. I do a variety of chemical peels, microneedling, hydrofacials, facials, just a variety of different beauty services that it makes you feel good. If you look good, you feel good. And that's like my motto. I just stand by.
I agree 100%. If you look good, you definitely feel good. So tell us a little bit more about how you made the transition from being in trauma, right? Being a trauma nurse, being, around that type of environment, which is very fast paced, and how you made that transition into what you do now with IV hydration and all of the services you provide. How did you make that environment transition as a Black business owner?
Yeah, so mind you, this is my first business. And this is, I'm just blessed to say that it's a very successful business first go round. So I was working home at the time, and so I had that time to really put into getting the proper education, getting the proper training, going out and really just learning business. I will say the transition was hard. Nothing worth having is easy. So it was a hard transition. Just trying to kind of figure out the business model and what you do and what you don't do. So I'm still learning every day. I would not sit here and say I still have it all figured out, but I was able to transition because of COVID, which is why I'm always telling people, there was a blessing in the midst of COVID for me, which led me to be able to have a business. And it really showed me that, I can be in control and give myself that autonomy of my time and just the things I want to do. So I transitioned that way. I did it slowly. I didn't jump straight into a brick and mortar. I started mobile, and I just considered myself a luxury concierge mobile IV hydration and med spa. And that's how I sold it. That was my selling point. I'm bringing luxury to your doorstep. And then, through grace and everything, I developed so many clients that I'm only one person. I could no longer, professionally do mobile. I had to get a brick and mortar, The funny thing is when I went to look for a space, I was only looking for one room, just a small suite space, because I didn't want to do too much too quick. So I was going to take baby steps with it. And a real estate agent that I had knew, he reached out to me and was like, I know you only want a room, but I feel like I got the perfect space. And, so I just took that leap of faith. I felt like something was telling me, just do it, do it, do it. So I did it. And now we're here. I have no regrets, and it's been absolutely amazing.
Awesome. So you opened up a brick and mortar to be transparent with our clients here in Durham, North Carolina, correct?
In Durham, I'm located in Durham, North Carolina. Lately I've been doing a lot of events as well. I've been promoting a lot of spa days, and it's been amazing. I service all clients, a variety of everyone, and it's just so nice to make people feel good, just in a really good way.
Let's talk about that, Rachel, because normally when I hear people say that they are invested and have an understanding or an understanding of feeling good, that normally stems from somewhere. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration, whether that was your childhood, things that you experienced that kind of led you down this path of not only feeling good, but business ownership as it relates to making you feel good with the time that you have, the flexibility that you have.
Yeah, so I personally, I'm gonna be honest, and growing up, I was like a little tomboy. I did not really get all into beauty until I got my first boyfriend. And then I'm like, oh, I want to, just get into different things. So for me, when it came to this industry, I went to a conference in Washington, D.C. I had went to a conference in Washington, D.C., and it was not a lot of people that looked like us in the room. I was the only Black woman. And as I started seeing, just how to inject and just the different things you can offer, I started doing my research. And, you always look at shows like The Housewives of Atlanta and things like this, and they do these services. But I wanted to promote my business at a level for everyone. I try really hard not to make people feel like you have to be in a certain tax bracket to experience this. So when I say look and feel good, for me, that is just a slight enhancement. I always tell people, you would never come to me as your injector. I'm not going to make you look plastic. And I strongly dislike using the word fix, because I'm not fixing anything on you. We're just enhancing that aging process. So I try to tell people, when it comes to look good, you feel good, just think about as we age and our bodies lose a lot of, I'm going into the healthcare side of things, but you lose a lot of collagen, and, in the aging process, you can't control how it sags and stuff. Well, we're able to, thankfully, in a very safe way, reprovide collagen and, that volume that you lose as you age. So I feel like when aging is a beautiful thing, but to some people it can be like, So when you can make someone feel good about that aging process, it does something to clients. And I see it every day. Beautiful. Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. I know that, the people that I know that are either in cosmetology or they are in the same field that you're in, as far as being, on the medical side of that, portion of looking and feeling good. What I've learned is that you impact and change lives because of that. It gives people a sense of confidence that they didn't have before. And so I want to know a little bit about your confidence and how that evolved through you being a Black business owner.
I love it. I tell everyone, I feel like people oftentimes look at you as a business owner, and they get on social media and they see the good. They see the good. They see, oh, she's doing so good. But I have my moments too. I gain my confidence, believe it or not. I feel like this business has given me so much more confidence. And, I'm a people pleaser. I love people, which is why I got into nursing. My confidence comes from my clients and the services I provide every day. You just meet so many different people. You see so many different things. And I'm a proud Black business owner. I just love that, I feel like I'm breaking generational curses. I'm kind of changing that stigma that oftentimes they put on Black businesses. And I tell you all the time, I try not to refer to myself as a small business, because I know how big it's going to grow. My favorite thing to say is I'm a Black business. And you know, I have confidence through what I do. Um, Honestly, it's through my clients. My clients, they will never understand how they also make me feel. So
When you take a look at day one, when you opened your business, when the mobile one, before the brick and mortar, kind of explain to our audience where your confidence was then versus where it is today.
yes. When I started mobile, I'm gonna be honest, the only thing I felt I knew how to do was be a nurse. I had consent forms on a piece of paper. Mind you, we are in a very tech savvy generation now. So I was still doing things very old fashioned. I was very not confident, but I could not let the client know that. So, you know, I always went in smiling, like portraying that confidence. But day one, I was literally just a young woman trying to figure it out. And then where I am now, I'm still trying to figure it out because I'm in an industry where you won't know it all, and you know things shift and they change. But now I'm very confident in knowing that as long as I put in that work and you know I get out and do what I need to do on my end, it's all gonna fall together. So that's a good. I really like that question because day one I just wanted to be a Black successful business owner. I did not know a lot. And I look back, one of my friends who is also in this industry, we look back and we talk about it all the time. Like day one being mobile, I may have had one client a week. And I was still posting, I was still going live on social media, I was still email marketing. You know, I was still just treating it as if, you know, I tell everybody when you get in the business, you have to put yourself out there like you are booked and busy. So I was still making it like I was booked and busy. I remember getting discouraged at one time because I went a 3-week period, no clients. And, you know, I doubted myself. I was like, should I just put it on hold and stop? But something kept telling me, no, keep going. So I remember starting, I would, you know, one client a week, maybe. And then now I'm like, I need a break.
Every day, all day.
Yeah. So,
I
it's
definitely
nice.
understand. So let's dig into that a little bit further.
Yeah.
So when we talk about how you persevered, what I'm hearing is a story of I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get it done, I'm going to achieve. And it sounds like you really pushed yourself. And so that also came from somewhere. Now I know as me being the oldest of 6 kids, right? That's where a lot of mine came from as far as trying to be a natural leader. I also know that you come from a large family.
Mhm.
Talk about, and just to inspire our audience and those who may have a similar story to yours, talk about your childhood and then how that relates and grew you into the Black business owner that you are today.
So I'll be honest. So I'm the middle. You're the oldest. I'm the middle of 7. And for me, a lot of my perseverance and something that really encouraged me was my childhood and how I grew up. I also was a young mom. So I had my oldest son when I was 18, and you know, I didn't have that leave home, go to college, do right, you know. So for me, I just have always told myself I didn't want to be a statistic. And I wanted to be that person in my family that, you know, people looked at and was like, dang, she did it. Like, she did it. You know, we grew up in housing. I grew up with a single mom. And how I grew up is kind of what still to this day motivates me. I have no regrets in my childhood. And you know, even with growing up with a single mom and with so many siblings, to me, I still feel like I had a really good childhood. You know, me and my siblings were always close growing up. And yeah, we grew up in housing, but that motivates me to this day because it reminds me of the life that I try not to have to give my children. I try to go really hard. I try to have a successful business. I wanted to be a business owner just to show my siblings and my mom, like, we can do it. You know, we can be successful in a different way that we didn't really think we could. I mean, you know, I having a lot of siblings and we're all so different. We all do different things, you know, we're all in different avenues of life. But for me, it's just so encouraging to motivate them in different ways. And they don't even know it, but they have a lot to do with why I am so focused right now and wanting this.
You know what? I can definitely relate to that. As you know, like I stated, I have several brothers and sisters, and I definitely felt the need to be the generational curse breaker. I think what's so unique about us sitting in this space today is that we are testament to the fact that you don't have to be the first child, nor do you have to
Nope.
be the last child. You can be any of them in between. If you realize that you have a generational curse to break, you can do that. And that is so much needed in our, in our community. So tell us
Yes.
a little bit. You stated that, initially you weren't thinking about going to school. You didn't know if that's what you wanted to do. So there are lots of people who have different takes on education and business ownership and how that breeds success. From your perspective and your experience, how do you feel, or what would you tell somebody younger in regards to education and business ownership, whether traditional or non-traditional?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I do have a 4-year degree. I have a bachelor's degree of science in nursing, and I am currently in school for my nurse practitioner. Um, my advice, even I have 3 sons of my own, and I always give them the advice. I feel like if I had the knowledge I have now in entrepreneurship 10 years ago, I would be I tell people I have no regrets, but I just, in my mind, I know the places that I would probably be today. So my advice for anyone, I feel like I don't, if you want to be a nurse, that requires a certain degree, go be a nurse, by any means. I would encourage you to go do that. However, you don't have to have that 4-year degree to be successful. I have, along this journey, I've met so many entrepreneurs that have trades. They went to trade school and they have trades and they are beyond successful. I know a lot of real estate agents that, they've been in real estate. Now they're in investments. And so for me, I'm not going to say you need a 4-year degree to be successful. Just know what you want. Don't procrastinate, because procrastination is like our worst enemy. And just go for it. When I first graduated high school, I did not know what I wanted to be. I thought I wanted to do accounting. So I went to a community college for accounting. And then I was a CNA, and I was sitting with the older woman. I'll never forget her. But I was sitting with her, and she told me that you do so well with people and making them laugh and nurturing and helping them. And I just thought about it. My younger siblings underneath me, I helped raise them. And all I've done all my life was nurture in some way. And I just, that is what drove me to go to nursing school, because I just knew, I had thought about it. And I'm like, I've nurtured all my life. I was a young mom. Like, I am a natural born nurturer. So that's what made me go to nursing school. But I would tell people, follow your hearts. Don't put in your head you need a 4-year degree, because you can get a trade to be successful. But go get the training and don't procrastinate and stick to it. And, you'll have down days. But even on my down days, I just remind myself, like, I'm in control. I can do it as long as I put in work, and God will do the rest. So
I love it. Such inspirational words. And thank you so much for sharing that detail, because we never know how our stories can impact the next generation of business owners. You said something that really got my attention, where I feel like we are directly aligned. I agree with you. Had I started 10 years ago and not procrastinated and did what I needed to do and built that successful business plan and started earlier, I would probably be further along in my journey. So talk to us about having children, being a mother, and what you hope for the future of not just your children, but all children in our community who look to entrepreneurship as a way or a trade. Like you said, it's still learning regardless of how you do it or what you're doing. But how do you view that for the future of our community?
What I really would love for the future, especially these young children, go be your own boss. I am an advocate for work the job, but work the job to learn the job. Pay attention. I tell my oldest son all the time, he says he wants to go to school for business, to own businesses. And I tell him, I love that plan, but be humble enough to go get the job, and don't go do the job to do the job. Learn the background of it. Pay attention. I always tell people, pay attention. I just want people to be entrepreneurs. I feel like we need more entrepreneurs. We need more entrepreneurs that look like us. We can do it. A failed business is not a bad thing, because you're going to learn from every stepping stone you go through in life. You learn from. I have moments and things here and there in my business that may fail the first time, but when I tell you, I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna try it again. Maybe I'll try it a different way. So I motivate everybody to go get the trade, go get the degree, be humble enough to work the job, but pay attention. Because it's don't get caught up in working the job, get caught up in how the job is ran. I tell my oldest son that all the time. For my sons, I just want them to be successful in whatever way that looks like for them. I want my children to go to college and get that college experience because I did not get that being a young mom. But I'm also okay with knowing that that's not the way for everybody, and their success may look different to them. And I'm gonna support them through it. My goal is to eventually have this franchise, and fingers crossed, somebody in the family goes and bees, get into healthcare. So I just, I want to be able to just break generational curses and have something for them as well. I feel like a lot of times in other communities, kids grow up and they become 18 and, they're handed something or they're taught something from a very wealthy or not even a very wealthy, but, a rich family. And I want to break that generational curse and be able to provide that to my kids. So that's the goal.
I think what's interesting is that you touched on something that gave me a moment to kind of pause and reflect on my own, experience. And probably because I think the family dynamics are so close that I can relate. But being raised by a single mother, a single Black mother at that, it does, although we often hear about the stereotypes, the hardships, what we don't stop to think about is the fact that that's where a lot of the go-getter mentality comes from. That's where a lot of the drive and determination, and I'm going to get it done by any means necessary. As we say in North Carolina, get her done. That's what we see. And you carry that, and it does serve you a purpose because, to your point, you learn lessons, right? So if you had to pass down this baton to somebody in your family, let's use that scenario. Because our community is our family, right? We're all connected in our community. So my question is, what pieces of information would you give the next person in line that you are handing this generational curse breaker, this generational empire, this generational legacy for your family? What is the advice that you would give them in taking over that baton in this race for legacy?
That's a good question. And what comes to my mind is just do it. Often in my family, I feel like I have different people in my family that I can't do it, or, well, I'm a single mom, I can't do it, or I can't, I don't have babysitters, or I feel like oftentimes in our community, sometimes we have to just, I get it, not having childcare. I get it being a single parent. Maybe you have to work a lot. I totally understand, but I always tell people, planner, I live by a planner. Write it down, make a plan, and you have to reprogram your thoughts. And that is the number one advice I would give people. You have to reprogram your thoughts. You have to put in your head that it's not you can't do it, you have to do it. I feel like a lot of times when you put in your head, I have to do it. I don't care if you're working 60 hours a week and you have to carry that baby to the library with you. You have programmed in your mind, I have to do it. So I always tell people, something was taught to me and I teach it to other people that even work here. If you're right-handed, brush your teeth every morning with your left hand, because that's messing with a different atmosphere of your brain, and it's teaching yourself something you have to do, and something is showing you can do it, even though you're predominantly right-handed. If you're left-handed, do it the opposite. You're teaching yourself that you can do something if you're being consistent, if you're working towards it, if you're working hard. And you just can't stop, because if you brush your teeth with that left hand and you're right-handed and you say, forget it, I'm going, that lets you know that you're a quitter. Don't quit. Keep doing it. So I'm always, I just, my advice to them is, and this is my advice for my family, anyone else out there, just program in your head, you have to do it, so that you can stop telling yourself, well, I'm a single parent, I work, I'm tired, when I get home, I just want to sleep. That's okay. You might need to just make that sacrifice. I think people need to remember, to reach the success you want is going to require sacrifices, and you got to make those sacrifices to get it. So just put in your head, I have to do it, and it'll get done. I don't care who you are.
I think you said something very important that I would like to touch on. And what's so miraculous about what you said is, as a business consultant, I battle and struggle constantly with clients who do not want to hear the truth about documentation, organization, in order to achieve the level of success that they want. Either because they hold on to their work, and you working in program management or project management at some point, you understand that the life cycle of change means you have to reprogram. Well, when you think about a computer, in order to reprogram, you have to throw out that old way of thinking. And a lot of people are set in their ways, and they don't want to make that change out of fear. So tell us a little bit about the advice as we wrap up here. What you would give as advice to a business owner who might be kind of stuck or stagnant, because it's very hard as a business owner when something is our baby, like our children. You don't want nobody telling you your baby ugly. You don't want nobody telling you something wrong with your baby. So business owners in our community and in all communities, you will find people who, oh, this is my baby, don't talk about my baby. But as a consultant or a project program coordinator or a program or project manager, you have to be willing to address the elephants in the room for the betterment of the business as a whole, not just the one person who has the vision. So what advice would you give to a business owner who might struggle with making that change and deprogramming so that they can reprogram to reach the next level of success?
Get you a planner, write it down, stay organized. I can't emphasize the importance of organization. Stay organized. When you feel you are stagnant as a business owner, you got to come to the drawing board and you have to humble yourself. Something I am doing is not right. Something I'm doing is not working out. And half the time as an entrepreneur and just anybody in general, you know what you're doing is not working. It's just a matter of being humble about it. This is not working. My husband and I had to come back to the drawing board about a few things with my business because I felt in a place of being stagnant, and I felt exactly what you were just saying. But for me, I have my humble moments too. I may like doing something a certain way, but it's just not working. It's not working. You got to redo it. Maybe that means you hire different people. Maybe that means you rebuild a different team. Maybe that means you let people go from your team. You have to make those. It's constantly a revolving door in business of change. And I feel like a lot of people that are stagnant, they're not comfortable with change so often. So my advice would be okay with change. Get organized. I tell anybody, if you're a digital person, maybe you organize yourself on your laptop. Maybe you have the Google Planner and you just put everything in there. Me, I'm old fashioned. I like a pen and a piece of paper. So I have a paper planner, but I also keep it digital on my phone because technology, we always have our phone in our hand, but you just stay organized. I know something that works for me is every week I set up time with myself where I do it on Sundays. So now it's nice out. So I've been going to the pool and doing it, but that's like my reorganization day. And I'll plan all my content for the week. And I'll, just set up a weekly plan every Sunday for the week. And then on Sundays, I'm like, okay, did you follow the plan or what? So, it's an ongoing process of just really, I tell everybody, it's kind of like checking yourself. You just got to be humble enough to do it.
I think you're right. Checking yourself is a way to make sure that you're forever evolving and reaching those goals. I know as a business consultant, I've had to check myself. And also as a business consultant, I've had to politely and professionally check other people about their views.
Yes.
Because what we have to realize is that when we are professionals, it will require change. Life in general is nothing more than continuous change and improvement.
Yes.
So if you're not changing and improving and accepting the areas that you can improve in and making those changes for the betterment of your business, the reality is, not even as a human being are you living? If you're not changing, are you really living? So if your business is not changing, the question is it really growing? And to your point, I think a lot of times we get in our head and we don't want to admit that something is not working. You can say it's successful all day, but if you haven't achieved the goals that you set, the reality from a business consulting standpoint is that something is not working.
Something's not working.
I think that it's important as business owners that we have these critical conversations and we have these transparent and accountable conversations about how do we take accountability when we know it's not working? How do we let go of the idea that this is my baby?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because even after you go, and I would hope that your business will still be here. it's not a baby. It's a living, breathing thing that can be passed down. So
Mhm.
change and evolution is
Key.
sometimes involuntary.
Yes. And I feel like with business, a lot of times it can be involuntary. You just have to be comfortable with change. It's
Right.
really, it's made me. I've always been a very comfortable person. So business has truly taught me about stepping out of my comfort zone. And I find that I step out of my comfort zone when I take a lot every week. I'm doing something out of my comfort zone. Having uncomfortable conversations, and so it's a very humbling experience, but it's very rewarding. And I've learned a lot. I still learn every day.
Awesome. I will say, as we wrap up here, audience, the things that Rachel has touched on today are so very important about change. What she said about change management, you can find online. These are facts, it's not an opinion.
Mhm.
Also, when it comes to change, have enough understanding to realize that you have to become comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Because if you don't change, you don't grow. And that's even in your personal life. And
Mhm.
if you are wondering do I have a problem with change? I'm gonna tell you how I have identified it as a business consultant. Anytime I go, well, that's the way I've been doing it.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
first sign that you need to change.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I
If
agree.
you say, well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not broken. It doesn't need to be fixed.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you might want to reassess that process because there might need to be some change.
Yes,
And
I
it's
agree.
okay to hear that change needs to be done. What that tells you is that you shouldn't be offended. It actually tells you this person believes that I can make the change.
Yep. Yeah.
So I appreciate you, Rachel, for bringing
Yes,
those things into perspective. It's so important in our community that we have these transparent and accountable conversations, and we
Yes.
talk about these things. Tell our audience as we wrap up here, how can they reach out to you and support your beautiful Black business of Black Girl
Yes,
Legends?
ma'am. So my business name is Restore and Rejuvenate Hydration. I'm located in Durham, North Carolina. If you follow my social media, Instagram is my main target. It's R and R Hydration. So that's at RANDR Hydration. And then Facebook is spelled out Restore and Rejuvenate Hydration. You can find me, contact me, DM me, and reach me in all different types of ways on those platforms.
Thank you so much, Rachel. We definitely appreciate all of your words of wisdom and encouragement and empowerment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Erica Mann, for such an awesome fire chat. And I want to thank you again, Miss Rachel Manning, for all of your great information that you've shared. It's been an awesome moment.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, Genius is coming. The Black Business Expo mission is to raise funds for the high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. The expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that is on the screen below, $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo sponsors for May 2024. NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Richey Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, 5-Star BDM Media, Melanation Eye Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Phenomenal Tanya T. Wise, who is here from the great state of Maryland. Tanya, welcome and thank you for being with us today. Can you indulge our audience a little bit and tell them just a little bit more about who you are and what it is that you do?
Well, I love being able to talk to people and have a magnetic attitude, being able to just show them. So I always like to say, level up is Coachette. Tanya T. Wise here.
So can you tell our audience, just give them a teaser about what your presentation will be about?
So my philosophy is that we should all be living our dream life. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how you start living your dream life. What are some of the things that you thought about in your childhood that you just kind of let go and dormant?
Wow.
And I want to reignite that and just give you some pointers and some tips, some tools, some strategies to be able to start living your best life now. And guess what, Rhonda? And leave it inheritance for your legacy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I know that's resonating with a lot of people. I've heard that you have a dynamic coaching program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools, we help them implement strategies, as well as give them resources so that they can live their best life now and leave that inheritance.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I love the leave the inheritance part. Listen, you are dropping some major nuggets, and I know a lot of what you're saying is resonating with a lot of people, but I think we're all curious. How did you even make this transition into the speaking and coaching arena? What's the story behind this?
So I started out in finance, and I realized that a lot of people don't necessarily go after their dream life because of the lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it.
If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that?
Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Wise.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
So, you going to the Christmas party on Saturday?
Of course. What do you think folks would say if my wife and I didn't show up? Plus, they'd miss my dance moves.
Please, those moves from the 80s? Seriously lame.
Lame? Well, maybe a little bit, but this chief of surgery always gets the party started, sister. What's going on with your hand?
Nothing. Just tired. Stress.
Jen, we've known each other a long time now. And we've always been honest with each other. What's going on?
Come on, Mark. I'm fine.
That hand says otherwise.
It's nothing. Look, this does not interfere with my ability to do my work.
Jan, until you get a complete workup, you know I can't let you back in the operating room.
Mr. Minchef, did anyone else have access to your badge last night? Say around midnight. Because the computers here at your lab show that somebody was here. And although your cameras don't show it, somebody was in your building. The chip is his property. Belongs to him.
No, he belongs to no one. Simon, do you belong to him? No, he has a right.
He has no rights. Belongs to him. Chain up. Wrong? He just wrote free man. I am not chaining him up.
Hey, man, where's the bathroom, man? Huh? You know you're the only one, right?
Right, she's number 2, and that one's number 3, and number 4.
All of this stuff, it's not pleasure. This is business. It's not. Relax. Enjoy yourself, all right?
You know where they are. I know you know.
You're just lucky I'm a nice guy. This house is for sale. You go in and act like you want to buy the place. Look around. Find everywhere you want to go. That way you'll know the floor plan.
Aren't you worried that they might call the cops afterward?
No. Because when he gets back, we gonna kill him and his wife.
Locked us up. Somebody forgot to throw away the key.
Sir, she's gone, but you're gonna make it, okay?
My heart is aching, but I'm a fool to let it go on breaking.
No way. Hey, look, guys, it's spaghetti.
Hello, how are you?
I don't believe this. Hey, could you do me a big favor and spook my kids for me?
I'm with my friend, so.
Do me a favor.
All right.
Come on, please.
Spaghetti, thank you.
Come on. For the camera. Just one more time, please.
I'll give you one standing up.
Yeah.
Framed up. Shouldn't be shooting this.
Yeah.
Spaghetti!
Yeah.
Spaghetti!
That's it.
Oh, spaghetti! Spaghetti!
Yeah.
Spaghetti!
Yeah.
Spaghetti!
That's it.
Yeah,
You're making our day. Spaghetti. Yes. Hey,
I'll give you
one
three
last-
more.
One more quick favor.
Yeah.
Could you take a picture with him? My
Yeah.
kids? Huh?
Come on. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right here.
Got you all in frame here. Do you mind if you moved out of the picture a little bit? You're kind of in the way.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, listen,
How's
I
that?
appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, smooth.
Why do I do what I do? You know, my life coach asked me that a few years ago. And she said, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why.
Hi, Tony Harris, Amy Hoydu with Say It Said Marketing, one of your students. And just wanted to say thank you, Tony Harris, for spending so much time with me and giving me that boost in my business that I so drastically needed.
My why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. That's what I do best.
So, first thing you got to do is show up. And speaking is a way to magnetically attract your ideal client to you. How many of you use social media that way? Absolutely, and this is how you look to the world. Drastic steps are the steps that are needed to be successful. And my business is drastic denotes a mindset. Getting out of your comfort zone. Doing something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing, want to do, but you know it's a necessary step to be successful in your business.
I get the most satisfaction when I see my connections flourishing into relationships long after I am gone.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Augustine with Media Jasmine, and I've joined several networking and referral groups in the area. And Network in Action Northeast Houston with Tony Harris Taylor is one of the best organizations that I've joined.
I love that piece of what I do, and it is what fuels my fire. My name is Tony Harris Taylor, saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Carrie Jackson, and I am your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, California, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Next up, we have our very own RJ Stevenson, who will be hosting a fireside chat with our next speaker, Dwayne Golden, an Army veteran whose heart beats for his community. Family is at the core of Dwayne's universe. His innovative Familypreneur course offers a blueprint for balancing the demands of business with family life, advocating for a harmonious approach with nurtures both personal and professional growth. Dwayne Goodwin blazes trails at the intersection of technology, business, and philanthropy. With every initiative, he invites us to join him in crafting a world where innovation serves humanity, where business success and family harmony coexist, and where community welfare is paramount. Dwayne Golden isn't just a name, it is a testament to a life dedicated to service, innovation, and community. I present to you RJ Stevenson and Dwayne Golden.
Miss Carrie, how you doing this morning?
Oh, doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Great to meet you.
All right. Well, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right, Miss Carrie.
Man, I get the amazing opportunity to be in studio with the Dwayne Golden. Man, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, RJ. I got confused there. I was trying to figure out who she was talking about. So so I've been here before, but I hadn't met you yet. So it's a pleasure.
Mine as well. You know, when Dr. Kelly told me I had the opportunity to do a fireside chat with you, I figured I would do the best I could to be the best I could be. Listen, man, why don't you tell everybody more about yourself, about what you're doing these days? We heard that you're an Army veteran, so salute to you for all your all that you did to serve our country. But tell everybody what you're doing these days.
Well, and back to you, as I know that you also served your country and still probably is somewhere near the Fayetteville base. Yeah, so I am I grew up in a family where we were taught that God gives assignments for each person, and rarely are they ever the same, if ever. And that, instead of trying to chase down what you wanted to be, we wanted to chase down our freedom so we could be whatever God assigned us. And so I had the great privilege of knowing early on where I wanted to go in life. And I met my bride in April of '88. And then 7 months later, we were married. It's because I knew I wasn't trying to spend my life looking for somebody. I wanted to get to my assignment. And I've been fortunate enough to, over the last 36, going on 37 years, raise our children with her, start a business that allowed us both to start our freedom journey in our 40s. And today we serve and do what we can in ministry, and at the same time do a lot of work with nonprofits, NGOs, as they say, and to improve the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So we do some work with whenever possible, we're at the Capitol with state legislators and working in government affairs with different government affairs opportunities to improve legislation so we can have better policies in our state. So that's on the assignment side. On the business side, we've always, loved to involve ourselves in innovations for where the world is going, rather than just trying to find ways to make money or get a job. We focused on innovations in the direction of where the world's going. And thank God, we still do that to this day, whereas we do a lot of things around merchant processing, building platforms. And then in the same token, we do a lot with what's called automations and workflows that involve artificial intelligence, so that when tomorrow gets here, when everyone's scrambling like, oh God, AI is going to take our jobs. Well, we like to build innovations and connections so people don't have to feel lost or be lost. So yeah, there you go. That's my quick.
So I love what you said about passion. And it seems to me that you have been allowed to turn passion into assignment and then to live a life that you love waking up for. But there's so many people who are working jobs, right? And when you work a job, it's almost as if you get compensated for your time and for the value of your experience and your knowledge, skills, and ability, but it doesn't often give you the freedom to think, to be creative, to do what you have in your heart to do that makes you wake up and be excited to go to work on a daily basis. This is a Black Business Network, and there may be some people who are watching us today who are tired of their jobs, who found themselves in a career because they didn't necessarily have a strong mentor or did not have a designated career path, and they're trying to find themselves out but don't know what to do. You've done this before in your own life. What can you say to a person about how to actually identify passion and assignment and have them interconnect?
I think that maybe there may be too much attention on it. As you know, one of the challenges that we have is we often want to skip to the front of the line when we haven't sown. And the Bible tells us that how can we expect to reap in areas we haven't sown? I don't think there's anything wrong with a job. I think that it's very clear since the Garden of Eden, man's going to work. And that work may be being an entrepreneur. It may be having a job for someone else, but there's a lot to be developed in that process. So now in the 21st century, we have a lot of people who are giving themselves labels, assigning themselves to groups, and all these things to have an esteem for areas in which they haven't sown. You wouldn't believe the number of people that call themselves coaches, call themselves mentors, and that could even mentor themselves or coach themselves. Or they have like in this case, 2 or 3 jobs and they're trying to coach people on how to be an entrepreneur. I think that there's no greater lie than labeling ourselves with one thing when we actually are the opposite. So I don't think a job is the enemy. In many cases, a job is the fertile soil in which you can develop skills that will give you the opportunity to handle your assignment. I will be the first to tell you, I think I had 23 jobs in 19 years before I finished school. But the groundwork that was laid in giving me skills in areas of communication, leadership management, technology, how to learn, how to work vigorously for my family. By the time I became an entrepreneur, I wasn't scared away easily, and I didn't need people to give just because I was Black or because I was just because I was in a certain city. I sowed. I expected a harvest because I sowed, not because of any other reason. And so jobs are not the enemy. If job is where you want to end up, maybe it is kind of the enemy, because anything that is not best or optimum for you can be bad. But I'm a big believer that some of the challenges we experience today in this bumping our heads, we focus so much on the label and the arriving at a certain position in life that we miss the things that prepare us for it. So here's the model that Jesus showed us, RJ. I call it a 3D model. He first discovered who was necessary for that ministry. Now he didn't spend a small amount of time doing that. Short part time of his ministry looking for the people. The majority of his time went to development, developing himself, developing those 12 in the morning, great while before day, on the seashores, in the ships, at night, right, at dinner, constantly developing. And over time, many began to follow. But skipping development is where Black America has gone south. The generations before us didn't skip that part. So yes, maybe someone finally landed it, but what about the 10 to 20 years it took place to get there first? Now we want one video to go viral. We want to get our name in the front of a magazine or do something and think that's going to skip us to the front of the line. When you don't have skills, it's going to show you. Here's what happened, my brother. what position you put yourself in is going to either expose you or it's going to promote you. And if you've not been prepared and you've not been developed, you will be exposed. So jobs are I think are great. We have too many unprepared people from the Black community because we want to skip to the front of the line because of the name. We give ourselves a name, we change it, we give ourselves a brand, we give ourselves beautiful websites and great videos, but we don't really have skills. And all we do is repeat the same words everybody else has been saying. So that's probably going to get me kicked off of this platform. I hope not. But I want to tell you, when it comes to our assignment, the assignment's found in the development area. It's not found because we desire it, we want it. I didn't know what God would have me do. I thought I was going to be an actor, right? I thought I was going to be something else. But you find your destiny in the process of labor. And if you skip the labor process, whatever that is for each individual, it'll be different. For me, it wasn't like not having a job and going straight to the front line to own a business, because the skills I need to be able to own a successful business were in that job time frame, which I had to sow. Does that make sense?
It definitely makes sense to me. I mean, you said you had 23 jobs?
23 jobs in 19 years. And by the way, in my generation, that you were considered unstable if you didn't stay at the same place for 20, 30 years. And for me, I didn't want to stay anywhere that wasn't going to use my brain. I was not going to just I want to grow as a person. And I knew that from childhood. So when I go to work for you and every day you got me doing the same thing, putting the same thing in the box, like, I don't care what you pay, homie ain't staying, right? So I needed you. If you ain't gonna use my brain, I'm gone. And it got to the point, RJ, where I'm like, I want to promotion. I worked at one of our local medical centers. I was a phlebotomist. And I said, well, they need a manager. I could do that. No, sorry, you don't have a degree, right? And I would work. The reason I had to work so many jobs is like they only paid $7 and $8 an hour back in the day, right? And that was considered a good job. But I had a family of 5. So I worked 2 or 3 jobs. I didn't care. I sold cars. I was a butcher. I did every kind of job you could imagine. Whatever's going to help, I'm going to take care of my own, right? But I got to a position where I was able to go to school, and that changed it all. That now people I had no more excuses of why I couldn't move forward. So yeah, 23 jobs, 19 years, and the last one was in 2005.
So I know you think I'm still 25, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I've had 25 jobs in my work experience since college, right?
Wow.
I've been let me see. I first job out of college. I was a management trainee for Red Lobster.
Hey, if you're going to be a manager trainee, you better be Red Lobster. You got that good eating, boy, yeah. Right?
I was a case manager for therapeutic foster care. I've done music. I've been a full-time firefighter, paid firefighter for a municipality. I've been an EMT. I've been a vice president of a college. I've been a pastor. I've been a consultant. I've done a whole lot of stuff, but I remember when it was that the switch clicked for me. Do you remember when it was that the switch clicked for you and you said, this is more about my life assignment than it is about these individual job experiences?
I can say that there was nothing that clicked inside of me. Things came to a head for me where I had to now what are you going to do? And so I'll never forget, I wanted to I met with my vice president of our company. I worked for Blue Shield for the state of Pennsylvania. Really good job. But I told him, there was a job for a vice president or something came up and I applied for it. Well, I already have my undergrad. I had a biology and chemistry degree. I was a pre-med major in college. My undergrad from years before, but I just got my MBA. I'm like, I put in for it. I was only 37, 38. No, I wasn't. I lied. I was 40. And so I put in for the job and the guy says, listen, man, you got to stop all this. Why you keep looking for stuff? Put your time and you got to put 20 years in and maybe they'll think about it. I'm like, wait a minute. I outwork you. You already are. You just get it because you're old. I knew something came over me and said, I got to bet on myself. I am not going to sit still for 20 years hoping to get lucky. And I always knew this. One of my brothers, Rob, told me this when we were teenagers. If you take the amount of time you put into a job all year long and put it into yourself, you can't help but pay yourself better. He said it differently. He said, look, if all you did was play basketball every day, I don't care how short you are, you're going to be as good. You're going to be up there. You're going to be a top-notch player if that's all you do for 8 hours a day. I thought he's right. So when once I got my degree and all that, my wife, I went home and had a meeting with my wife and discussed. I talk about that in my Familypreneur program. But you know what I said? The next time I spend 2,078.4 hours a year, it's going into my own business. That was a game changer. Game changer. It was tough the first 3 to 6 months. I'm like, I got to figure this thing out, right? Like the behind in bills or savings went down to nothing. But by the end of our second year, we did $750,000 in sales of our business stuff for our business. And then within a year of that, we started getting our first $1 million contract. And I realized I would have never, even if I would have became vice president, I wouldn't have been getting paid the way we were getting paid in our family. It was just a shuffle. But I got to be honest, it doesn't happen the same way if I'd have skipped development. If I'd have gone straight from, I want to be something in life and all of a sudden start my own business, there were skills that were needed to secure my contracts and fulfill them. There were skills needed to address clients and clientele and so forth. So I remember I was 41. I just turned 41. The week after I turned 41, I walked away from that company. My birthday's November 13th, November 19th. I left, went down to the Capitol, filed for my business, and I've not looked back since. Now, so you know what happened for you. For me, my assignment part of it came when my wife and I moved to South America. We had customers in like 100 plus countries. And I realized that I have a great opportunity to influence people for God, to influence people with leadership in so many different countries, from England to Iran. It didn't matter. It was what an opportunity. And so that's when I realized, I didn't realize it, but the word of God really began to work on me, and that to whom much is given, much is required. And so the freer we became, the more we wanted to serve. And today, as I said, my wife and I serve in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania full time, and we do so. We're able to do it with our freedom. We don't accept payment for what we do. We do it out of our love for our heart. And any payment that comes, it goes towards one of the nonprofits, like for sickle cell disease or something else.
So what kind of financial stability would one have to be like Dwayne Golden when I grow up, so that when I do work, I don't do it for compensation. I do it because of what I feel in my life assignment, and then whatever revenues come in, I can funnel towards the nonprofits. And you said it with the S. I listened very clearly. Tell me what I got to do so that when I send an invoice to clients, that I don't have to worry about whether or not they're answering my invoices. I can just, that's a different kind of story. That's a different kind of life. And I want to know all about it. So help me today. This going to be my masterclass session.
You're hilarious, by the way. You sure you're not an attorney? Because you be working them words, boy, I tell you. So I think looking for a magic number is not the stability. The stability is the byproduct. I think a part of the mission is, there's a cost for your freedom. And the cost isn't based in hours. The cost is based in the freedom. And here's what that freedom looks like, right? When it hits you. The freedom looks like this, RJ. When I go to eat at a restaurant, do I order what's best? This is an example. This is just a way to give you a picture. Do you order based on what's best? Or do you do like most people, you order based on the number on the right? Do you look at the price and then decide what to eat? Or do you eat what's best? So one of the things that helps us to sustain poverty is we have habits that create this circular reasoning. And one of them is we believe we have to do things because we have to. And what happens is from that, it changes everything. And so we decide to send our kids to college based on where we can afford rather than what's best. We may decide where to live based on a budget. And no, don't worry, it's taught that way in college. This is some of the Western thinking. We put ourselves in positions rather than giving ourselves a target. I'll never forget it. And you probably heard this too from your first sergeant. When we're shooting, he'd say, Golden, you know, where you looking at? I'm saying I'm looking at the target. Yeah, but what specifically, right? He'd say, Golden, if you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time. You got to give me the specific. And so one of the things I tell people is if you want that freedom so you can live the assignment that God has for you, it's not about that magic number. What is the target for you? What does that look like? And so for some people, it is ensuring the welfare and safety of their children and their property, so they don't have to focus on that. So for some people, they have a number that says, with all these things coming in, they're paid for, now I can live my life. And so what we do, one of the things we do in our company is we teach people why they want to have subscriptions. Subscriptions are the model that could change their life forever. I was just with a client yesterday, and I hope she doesn't watch this, but, well, I won't even use her as an example, but let's say you have a model where you need your freedom. And one of my first models for this freedom, bro, when I started my business, I started a subscription service. It was called the Golden Membership Club. I was not very original, right? And I charge only $19.99 a month. So in looking at what freedoms I needed to be able to live the assignment, I came up with a number that made sense for me. So when you really want to make a certain amount of money, don't get caught up in the big end game dollar sign. Per transaction doesn't matter as long as you have the right volume. So there's a recipe for this. And so in the Golden Membership Club, if you were to join it, right, say you were a real estate agent per se, or you had your own salon, you got specific number of leads every month that I would provide that had names, phone numbers, email addresses of people who were searching for what you have. You also got a chance to get a domain name. You got your own domain, one new one once a year. You get that when you're with me. We also build out your website. If you didn't have one, my team would build out your website, blah, blah, blah. But only $19.99 a month. Within the first 90 days of that membership club, we had over 2,000 people paying that. So now, because of the model, I had a lot more time for assignment. $20 a month times 2,000 people is over $40,000 a month. That's an example for you. What that does is now the employees I need, the office, all that stuff, it's paid for by the subscription. And bills for the house, bills for the business, all that's paid for on that. That was just one of the first things we've ever done. And then, of course, other subscription models. I had one where we launched in 2012 at $25 a month. And I'm going to give you the recipe in a moment. But then when you take that one to over 40,000 people paying $25 a month. But here's the recipe. Tell me if you're ready for it, RJ, because I know you're a lawyer. Tell me if you're ready for the recipe.
I'm ready.
Whenever you have something and you want to make it work, you want to make sure you give 10 times the price in value. So if you're going to charge $19 a month, you want to multiply 19 times 10, which is
$190.
You want it to be worth $190 a month, which you're giving back. When you do that, it's never a matter of if you're going to get sales. The question is, how many will you get?
So hold on. Stop. I'm an economics major.
Oh, Lord.
And so what you're talking about is not what's taught, right? Because, you know, when you go to school, they teach you the system, and then you find a way
because the system considers you a consumer. They're going to teach you what helps you to consume more and makes them richer.
Right.
Yeah.
So the supply and demand curve is how we determine prices in a systematic culture, right? What we normally say is you keep the price up and the quality just at a margin called the break-even point, right? You give them just enough where they find their value at the price. What you're saying is you give them a price, but you ensure that the quality or the value of what you're giving them is 10 times what they're paying for. Now you just created an economic debacle, because what happens now is I feel like I'm overproducing and not getting what I'm valued. I feel like I'm giving them more than what I'm getting back. And so because I'm giving them more than what I'm getting back, I stop. I don't watch this. Most entrepreneurs don't want to pay employees at a what we'll call a luxury rate for their value, because if I pay them too much, then they're not going to be inspired to continue working.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you, this is the opposite's true. I know that's what's taught, but that ain't true. If you interviewed some of our employees, they're going to tell you they've been with us for more than a decade. So
I'm saying it like that because somebody needs to hear this, because in their minds, they're listening to classical business theory, right? And it's messing up their model because they've experienced high turnover because the people who work for them don't feel appreciated. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's slow down a second. Let's slow down a second, though. Let's slow down a second, RJ. The owners have to feel appreciated too. When someone comes to work for you, I won't hire someone that thinks that they're working for here's an example. If you go to a restaurant and you got some lady or some guy that's waiting tables, they're the worst servants of all. They're not supposed to be waiting tables. They're supposed to be serving people. You're not serving food, you're serving people. And when you really get this, right, if you come into it with a narcissistic thing, okay, I'm gonna put my hours in, I want to get my money. Well, you can't work with me because if you ain't bringing value, we don't want you. I'd like to give people what they're worth, but you better be worth it. You're not getting it just because you see. That's an American rights thing. Everybody thinks because it's my right, Okay, here we go. All right, good Lord, you're gonna make me unload the truck on you.
Hey,
your income is based on philosophy. Your philosophy. If you embrace the American philosophy, the first philosophy you're going to adopt for income is going to be the philosophy of wait. Philosophy of wait doesn't work. I'm going to wait till we get a woman in office. I'm going to wait till we get a black person in office. I'm going to wait till we can, thank God, finally get rid of Trump. I'm going to wait till Richard Nixon gets caught. I'm going to wait till the cost of living goes up. The reason that's a failure of a model for income, for waiting, is because when people wait, rarely does it ever make any significant difference. If you wait for a raise till you have your review, guess what? You're probably going to get this smidgen of something that doesn't make any difference in your bills or your income. But the other philosophy people like is the philosophy of demand. I've been here for 6 years, so I'm demanding you do it or I'm quitting, right? Demand. Or I demand you let me do it because I'm the only black person you have in 3 different offices and I deserve. No, guess what? Demand, if you get what you want, it rarely will ever be significant. It's a waste of time to demand and make someone do something. The philosophy to embrace as an employee, if you want to be appreciated, is what I call the PP. That is the productivity and performance model. If you want your income to be different than everyone else, that's what I had to learn. That's why it was important for me to work those 23 jobs in 19 years. I had to learn to go in early and leave late. I had to outperform people in my day. Because I was black, I had to outperform the other guys because they already had a leg up. But I didn't complain and whine about it. I allowed it to make me better and was happy about it.
But we don't teach that no more.
Well, I don't know.
We don't teach anymore that you have to outperform your competitor or your counterparts to be on level. We don't teach that anymore.
We teach that because we're black and brown, we're already kings and queens and CEOs.
We teach that because
you got what's hurting us the most.
Because you got a degree. Because you got a degree, this is what you should expect from an employee when you got out of school with no experience. This is what they're feeding young people.
Yeah, but it's okay though. Let's get away from the they because my hope is from our conversation, people can realize they can have an internal locus of control. They have a lot of responsibility of where they're at. There is no, forget the they. What do we do about it as individuals? And so separate ourselves from the group. What are you? What are you? And I'm telling you, we are hurting our generation of people by automatically giving them labels of escalation that they haven't earned. That is horrible, because when the time comes for them to perform, there's going to be a depression that can lead to addiction and other things, because I've got this title and people are like, nobody likes me. I'm not doing such a good job. Well, look, you were thrown up on top. And you don't believe me, go to Facebook. Everybody calls themselves coach. Everybody says, how you doing today, kings and queens? Stop. If I'm acting and living like a peasant, don't call me no king. Call me by my name. And if I earn that, you can call me that. I don't want to be put up on that pedestal. I believe it's less about what people see you as. It's more about what are you choosing to do and be. So anyway, I didn't mean to, I just went off on them. I just kind of went off the railroad.
I think that's great, because it returns the responsibility to perform to the person, and does not just give them or grant them a level of excellence just because they showed up. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I told him that I think one of the things that happened to kids in sports is when they started giving out those participation trophies. So you give out participation trophies. Now all the kids get a trophy. Now what happens to the desire of the child to do better than where they were if they're already getting an award?
Yeah, well, as an entrepreneur, I can tell people that where the world is going, we are for the first time in history at a place where the entire global market disrupts itself. And every time there's a disruption, there's an opportunity for people with no background, little history to create a fortune if you could dive in and learn now. You know, I love when I go to the grocery store or something and see people complaining because there's self-checkout. Oh, it's just beginning. There's gonna be self-everything soon. And yes, people used to bag the groceries. People used to check you out, and there's only a few doing it now. But that's just the beginning of what's happening. Why do we sit around and watch this stuff without getting, okay, what can I do to get on top of this? Which is why we teach automation. This is why we teach workflows. We teach people now, the people are going to be making the money tomorrow. Middle-class America that is paid for their educational administration skills are almost going to be phased out. Jobs aren't being taken. I'm going to tell you, like they told the folks when the cars were introduced. You know, the people that worked the stables and the horse and buggies and all that stuff at the turn of the century, they didn't get their jobs taken. They gave it away. They saw it coming. They started talking about automobiles in like the late 1880s. So by 1906 and 1908, people was like, oh, it's crazy. No, you saw it coming, and you could have went and dove into that to be in front of it. It's what human beings do. It happened when radio was introduced. It happened when the printing press came to be and they started. The world gets disrupted, period. It's forget fairness. It's just the way it works. How can you sit back and watch over the last 5 years of the talk of 8 years, the talk of robotics and AI? And you keep sitting back, all you do is complain, well, next they're going to take this. No, you're giving it away. You're giving it away. We saw the internet come into being in our lifetime. We saw because many companies didn't embrace technology, Sears and Roebuck, right? Gone. Montgomery Ward's gone. Kmart special was big time. Merchandising took a whole new spin because Walmart did embrace it. Along comes Target. And what happens in that world? Well, Amazon says, we're going to do it better than you guys, and disrupted Walmart. Now Walmart's copying them sort of by having their own thing. It's happening. Forget fairness. How can we as Black America expect a better world with us in it when we're focusing on things like Black Wall Street, Black this, Black, let's just be we're in the generation before me, we just insisted being the best at wherever we were. We didn't have to create a little separate one. We broke out of the Negro Leagues to show them that we could be the best in the major leagues. We broke out of the ABA and other things where they just had us cornered. We came up there. Then you think about the tennis world. You think about the acting world. We didn't need our own little separate one. We were in the world stage and the best. And what are we doing now? This generation is trying to take us back. Why in the world would I want a Black Wall Street? That means it's the second best. Should I just go to Wall Street and kick butt and let a brother own that deal? And I'm not against us. I just think we put way more emphasis on the plaque than ourselves as individuals. We were individual contributors, some of the greatest inventors. We were some of the greatest medical leaders in the world, best surgeons, physicists, and now we're not individuals anymore. We're just a part of a Black network. And now we don't know if there are any strong individuals at all. We have to get back to it. Now, I know it's not a popular thing that I'm talking about, but we better come to grips before it's too late. Where the Indians, Vietnamese are outshining us in areas they never would have before because we are so happy we're part of the group. Then go ahead. I'm sorry. You don't let me go on my tangent, boy, because I'll go all day.
But in that space, how do we, in the generation we're in, become responsible for the generation that's coming? Because if we oh yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Okay, so I believe that it's my responsibility to model for generations who's coming after me how to do better, right?
Well, it depends if you're a helicopter parent. Are you a helicopter parent?
What does that mean?
That means in the world, we learned that everybody's got to give an account to God themselves, for starters. And if you ain't handling yours, how are you going to be responsible for theirs? Here's the deal. The best way to be responsible for theirs is to live it with a light. Show it in your behaviors and the way you do what you do.
So then my decisions that I make in my life are not just my own decisions. They're the decisions that I'm making to show my daughters what their possibilities are as well.
But that's that way if you intentionally do it or not. Whatever you're doing, guess what? They see it and you're influencing tomorrow anyway. So why not just hone in, target this thing and say, by the grace of God, I'm going to give 100 to all of what I'm doing. 100. And when they see it, you will influence them. Rather than stop focusing you and growing you and focusing on tomorrow. Tomorrow, here's the deal. You take care of the pennies, dollars take care of themselves. You do a better job of today, and you've done the best thing you could possibly do for tomorrow. You start with that man in the mirror, like your boy Jackson told us, right? So, in all seriousness, everybody can talk about it. We start following everything that comes out of the woodwork, and we repeat it without even testing it. You know why? Because we haven't been developed. How in the world are we going to talk about your truth and my truth? That don't even make sense. But the Black community, we're embracing stuff like that. There's the truth. Period. There's either it's truth or it's not truth. You don't have to. Who are you? The world's been going on for centuries without you. You will come in and have your own truth. Stop tripping. Right? There's a truth or there's lies. Period. So I'm sorry. I got Miss Carrie. You gonna get me off of my little deal? I go crazy.
Man, tell everybody how they can get in contact with you.
What's that?
Tell everybody how they can get in contact with you.
It's a good thing. So yes, you can contact me by DwayneGolden.com, DwayneGolden.com, or you could just say hi. You go look at sorry, I'm being silly. I won't do that. You can email me at Dwayne@DwayneGolden.com. And that's it. Nice to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Man, thank you for an amazing conversation.
Always. Take care.
Oh, yes. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Take care.
And Jesus is coming. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Yep. Take care.
I will see you on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
All right. The Black Business Network. Oh, my goodness. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. The Expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that is on the screen below, $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $500 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for May 2024, NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rochade Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, 5-Star BDM Media, Melanie Sinai Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Why do I do what I do? You know, my life coach asked me that a few years ago. And she said, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why.
Hi, Tony Harris, Amy Hoydu with Say It Said Marketing, one of your students. And just wanted to say thank you, Tony Harris, for spending so much time with me and giving me that boost in my business that I so drastically needed.
My why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. That's what I do best.
So, first thing you got to do is show up. And speaking is a way to magnetically attract your ideal client to you. How many of you use social media that way? Absolutely. And this is how you look to the world. Drastic steps are the steps that are needed to be successful. And my business is drastic denotes a mindset. Getting out of your comfort zone. Doing something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing, want to do, but you know it's a necessary step to be successful in your business.
I get the most satisfaction when I see my connections flourishing into relationships long after I am gone.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Augustine with Media Jasmine, and I've joined several networking and referral groups in the area. And Network in Action Northeast Houston with Tony Harris Taylor is one of the best organizations that I've joined.
I love that piece of what I do, and it is what fuels my fire. My name is Tony Harris Taylor, saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
La connexion BU. La connexion BU.
In a world obsessed with the cult of celebrity, I challenge you not to aspire to anyone else's greatness, but instead strive to reveal and ignite the greatness within you.
Are you serious?
I totally think that that's it.
Hey.
No!
Hey! To me, sexy is a man that knows who he is and what he wants.
Okay.
He's comfortable. You look at him, you see him, he's just comfortable being himself. And you're like,
Baby, be you.
be you, baby.
Just be you. I like it. Introducing the BU collection, exclusively available at K&G Fashion Superstore.
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.
It's time for for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professionals can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start bossing today.
wanting to say that I know I'm not churchy, but I feel the need just to say that I hope you get all the resources that you need, because they need us. Our communities need us more than we can ever imagine, and I would hate for that to be a barrier for anybody in here not to be able to.
On May 14, 2022, a combination of 40-plus leaders, community stakeholders, volunteers, mentors, and champions convened for a pilot of a unique and special conference. They call themselves the Cone Coalition of Like-Minded People. Like-minded towards liberation, fairness, and the idea that everyone in Rockingham County should thrive regardless of who they are or where they live. This 4-hour event was held on the campus of Rockingham Community College in Rockingham County, North Carolina, as a part of a design thinking project in partnership with Cone Health, MDC Rule 4. Several leaders convened from Rockingham County's nonprofit NC100. They came together to address some shared challenges and problems together while sending an authentic community voice, thanks in part to the grant funding from Kate B. Reynolds Charitable Trust, engaging in inspiration, imagination, and prototyping to bring this pilot to reality. The Piedmont Triangle Regional Council shared several job opportunities for the crowd to explore and share. Black-owned businesses were prioritized in hiring and supporting the collection of champions, to the food and snacks, to the folks trusting and documenting this event, to the child care provided by Headway Success Group.
Forensics lab. So today is all about healthy mind, healthy body. And so we have the forensics lab set up, and so we'll have our display of our volunteers. So what they'll do, they'll get a chance to label. And of course, we have to have old school operation because it's just fun.
Local facilitators led the county members through an in-depth work session about the importance of mentor and active volunteering.
What's called Excelling. It's a non-profit organization, and it helps.
Rockingham Community Champions of Faith and Public Service grace our community members with shared learnings on this amazing Saturday in Wentworth. Crystal Galloway served as a brilliant and engaging mistress in ceremony. Reesville Parks and Rec Superintendent Quentin Robinson delivered a starring keynote address. And Tango Moore of the Reesville Area Foundation was honored, along with a side of honorees on our first Portia M. Paris Cone Coalition Champion Award winner, given in honor of her memory and legacy as a tireless advocate and torchbearer for the marginalized or underserved. Help us reach our goal to learn more about building and strengthening the relationships of those who support mentors, volunteers, and young people, especially in the ages of 12 to 22, building the community capacity to support those in need of training, resources, and storytelling, finding ways to create and maintain a healthier Rockingham County and beyond, Want to know more about the Cone Coalition? Contact NC100 via Facebook at NC100 or www.nc-100.org.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders in corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Carrie Jackson, and I am your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, California, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. I will be your speaker for this morning. And just a little bit about me. I am a veteran in the United States Army, and I have over 20 years of experience with information systems management. I guess you could say that I'm also a senior entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur. I have different ventures. My latest project has been a nonprofit organization called A Grateful Heart Abounds, which aims to help at-risk individuals and bridge the gap between the local community, government, and nonprofit organizations, so that we can together as a collective empower others that are at risk, and they can start to develop strategies to become more resilient. Also, I have a joint partnership with Christina Algures, and that is Inkblot Strategic Consulting. We birthed that basically off of our political campaigning and political marketing. So at the heart of the matter, I guess, I would say that I'm passionate about helping other businesses develop their brand and to, I guess, hone in on the importance of having a well-established brand, to discuss about the importance of the integrity and authenticity that is found through, or that other people are actually looking when they are looking for your brand. Oh my gosh. I am a contributing author in the book, The Extraordinary Makeover, Hidden Expressions of the Everyday Woman. The book is featured around encouraging everyday women based off of either past testimonials or just real life experience, so that women can be encouraged to realize their potential, to dream, and to move boldly into the life that we have before us, unafraid. I am a mother of one. She is beautiful and doing great things. So and so I also do marketing. Subtle Touch Marketing is the name of the service. And basically, like I said, I'm passionate about helping others build their brand and to establish and network with other businesses. My key thing, coming from a background in information systems management, is that data is king, and that you don't know what you don't know, but there is always a resource out there to help you. And then sometimes there is power in connections. Actually, it's not sometimes, but there is power in connections. So when you are building networks and as you're building bridges, and it's very funny because in the communication world, that's actually what's used, bridges, tunnels, the same thing in actual physical structure. So the physical structure that is needed in order to create a data communication chain is the actual physical structure that is needed in order to build your brand or build your influence outside of your current spectrum. So one of the things that I'm passionate about is just sharing resources and sharing data, and making that available to other people, because you never know who could be of service to someone else. So what inspired, I guess, me to start this? As I stated, I came from a place where, from like project management I have a project management background, done cybersecurity, and business, and worked a lot with business analytics as far as like with change management and requirements management. And it always comes down to there's this picture that surfaces out on the net, and basically it has the idea of your ideal client. So it goes through the different thought processes for requirements management and how it's viewed in the different levels that it will go into. So like the first picture you have, and it's for a tree swing. So the first picture you have, it may just be a tire and a rope and a tree. And, that is how it's looked at by the project manager. And then the developers, they end up, the picture for the developer is a roller coaster. So what's developed out is this roller coaster type of view. And then what is, what's expected was actually the tire screen. There's like several different pictures, but it just gives you a glimpse on how sometimes we don't identify or articulate requirements effectively. So one of the things that I've learned is how to, try to ask the right questions to get the requirements, and then to help others, see things from a different light. So that's another reason why it's called a subtle touch, because sometimes it's just a subtle difference in thinking that allows you to capture a different insight or a different perspective, for your journey. And sometimes it is just that little connection that's made, whether you are at a coffee shop or at a massive networking event, that can make the difference in your brand and building your brand's image and building your brand information. The most important thing, everyone is about social media marketing. But, one of the things that you want to do when you are trying to actually establish, your brand presence is to recognize that, platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, those are platforms where you actually get to just display or do mini commercials one of the things that you want to be able to build with their client is an experience that they can gain to understand, one, your business and your company a lot better, what you value, how you would value them as a client, and that they would be able to trust or have some integrity and see the authenticity inside of your brand. As when you go into any store now, or even just as you are perusing the social media, there is a lot of duplicates, right? And sometimes when you're getting into the as an entrepreneur, you're like, man, this field is oversaturated. This is, I don't know how I can actually send out a message where it's going to be different. Well, I mean, when it comes down to the basics of what you are actually providing, yes, that service may have its distinctive similarities across the board, where you will be saying the same thing. However, you are what makes the service unique. You are in essence, the brand that makes your business successful. So being able to show your values and your purpose and allow that to align up with your business's mission and values, to display that and articulate that to others is very successful. One of the things are very important. One of the things that I like to stress to my clients is that, the posts are not just, or any message that you are going to send out it should not be just a basic, cookie cutter message, but they will like to know more educate them about your services. So it should be very educational. So like, say, for example, I have a client that is, does real estate services, and actually teaching, has like a what's called a 5-figure formula for teaching. So when I was doing their marketing, what I would sit down with them is like, okay, it's great that I have all these information, can pull from the different courses, get different bullet informations that could end up being like teasers for you, or teasers for the client, so that they will actually say, this is interesting me, or their approach is very interesting. I would like to know more. So that's what you want to actually end up. That's the experience that you want your client to end up on the other side, or your potential client, is that you want them to be able to look at your information, look at your brand, and be like, their approach to this information makes me want to know more about this service, this product, or about this individual. How can I connect with them? That is the end goal. How can I connect? How can I provide? Or maybe even it might be some information that they actually are saying, yes, I agree exactly with that statement. And that would be the other expectation that you expect to get from the brand, when someone actually looks at your brand. But one of the things is, as we're in a digital world, however, we are humans at the end of the day, and humans, we do value and strive off of connection as much as we do not like to admit it, or we try to run away from it. So the actual human connection is very strong, and it's one of the things, especially like if you were listening to the speaker in the earlier segment on how they were talking about AI, and how if we are not cognitive, or if we're not paying attention, then we are going to phase ourselves out. So there's in the information systems world, there's always a phase out, and actually in any production environment, there is a phase out that happens with the obsolete product or the obsolete service. It has to get phased out of service, and we are in the cusp of the phase out. I mean, there are AI robots that are doing waitressing, policing all throughout the world. So being able to continue the human connection, to understand and to build that type of relationship with your clients as they are coming in, then that's something where they're like, oh, well, I will still come to that person because I still need that human connection. You know, even with all of the fancy bells and whistles, I understand, I can see that they are using, you know, AI in their framework. However, they still have that human connection. And that's what comes in by, like, you know, they say that, you know, videos are trending or reels are trending. But when you can make a personal video or something where it has like your personal feedback, then that brings it, it makes it a one-on-one connection that the client can have without actually having to come and experience your brand one-on-one. And those are some of the things that I like to share when I have different conversations with individuals and my clients. Another one of my clients actually just started they wrote a book, and their book is based off of AI and social justice and how we as a people are not ready for the change. So it's pretty much like sounding the alarm in a discreet manner on the next phase that is getting ready to come. And it's pretty much going to smack us in the face if you're not paying attention. Like, you're going to look up and then there's going to be a whole bunch of robots and you're like, where are the people? Are we going to allow the people? Are we going to allow the AI to take over? So we need to focus on how to build a brand that is not just, you know, modern and innovative. However, it still has that personal touch, because like I stated earlier, you are your brand. You are what makes your brand unique. Just because, you know, there are hundreds of barbecue sauces on the shelves, right? You know, some people buy Sweet Baby Ray's, and a lot of people, you know, they stick with the regular Heinz or, you know, the store brand. But then there's stuff out there like flip-flop sauce, which is because I know the person that owns it. Then it's like, okay, not only do I know this person, but this is a good barbecue sauce and they're doing great things in the community. So it makes me inspired and wanting to actually empower too in my purchase, that, you know, I am purchasing something that is wholehearted, wholesome, and is going towards a better brand. You know, it's going towards the community that I live in. So those are some of the things that I like to stress and promote. And, you know, they say that content is everything, and it is. And then I would also like to expand on that and to say content is everything and data is content. And it's everywhere. So content is everything, data is content, and it's everywhere. So in everything that you do, that there are little snippets of data pieces that are being connected, even if you don't force those connections. So everyone, you know, nowadays is so caught up into SEO, right? You know, how can I optimize where I am, or how can I optimize where I am on this algorithm? You know, all of the social media platforms, they go off of algorithms. Well, you know, back in the ye days of the internet coming to fruition, before it was the massive beast with clouds and tentacles that it is now. there was something called the crawler. And so what would happen is, every night the crawler, and the crawler's still out there. The crawler is still crawling. But every night the crawler would go out and pull metadata from all of anything that was connected or interconnected throughout all the networks, throughout all the websites. It would pull that data, and then it would prioritize it based off of how many times it sees it. And so everything in the information technology world, it grows exponentially. So that's why things are, obsolete within 3 to 6 months, because of the exponential growth. So what happens is the data that you put in is the data that is seen. And everything is content and everything is data. So just keep that in mind as you are building your brand. So it's always good to use the same names, same phrases across the board for everything, every channel, every possible avenue, any type of connection. So like if you have a website, you want to make sure that your website name matches your Facebook name, which matches your Instagram name, which matches your TikTok name, which matches, and they should all be very similar. Because then that is going to add to the algorithm. It's going to add, as it's crawling, as it's gathering that data, and you want to be mindful of the keywords that you choose to use. You don't want to use something that's overused and is too plain, but you want to use something that is specific to your brand to help you build a sustainable brand. And all of these things can be tracked as you are using your posting and your social media. All these things can be looked at through different analytics. There's analytics out there now for the various keywords, when to use them, when not to use them. All of that information is out there. There are specific words that actually could gain you more coverage based off of the usage of it on a certain day versus, using it on a different day of the week, because there are more people that are more prone to looking for those things. Like, for example, we are coming to the end of Mental Health Awareness Month. And so if you were trying to launch or trying to talk about any type of mental health awareness or resilience, this month was the time to actually to really maximize the utilization of any type of word that's used for resilience, whether it's resilience or mental health awareness, because a lot of people would be actually looking for that information, or there would be different events that would then actually pull or crawl or capture your business or your brand at the same time. And so I'm going to use that as a good transitioning point to one of the things, as far as like to go back into the nonprofit. And my mantra that I tend to carry with me, I started it in 2019, and it is trust the process. It's very hard. And I typically find that I typically follow that up with a hashtag, why not? And yes, or gotta build it. So the trust the process is one of those things where as you are going through life or just in business, you have to take everything moment by moment. I've had a couple of life resets, And I've had a couple of moments where, you have to actually, and I talk about this a lot in the chapter that I wrote in the book. The chapter is called When Your World Stops. And it's about pretty much managing and going through a life reset. So, and in that is where you have to trust the process. The last time I spoke a little bit about, applying a 59-minute rule, or a 59, like just putting 59 to it. Okay. In the military, they do a 59-minute rule for civilians. So civilians, sometimes they can't take the full hour. They can't take the day. But when the commander is going to send the whole company out for release, they'll do a 59-minute rule, which means that after the 59-minute, you can leave and go and you are free. You're free. So when I was going through the struggle in the darkest moments, one of the things that I had to remind myself was sometimes you have to take it minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. So that means that there's 59 seconds in a minute, right? There's 59 minutes in an hour. And so that's as far as I break down that 59-minute cycle. And then the most powerful of the time is actually at 11:59 or 23:59 for those military folks out there. Because what happens, and I'm gonna stick to the 23:59. So at the end of the day, military time is 23:59, but 23:59 doesn't go into 24. It goes back to 00000. So, and each day you are given new blessings, new mercies, new grace, a new slate for you to begin and start all over again. So sometimes you just have to make it to 23:59. Okay? And if you have to take it 1 minute at a time, then that's 1 minute more than you made it the last time. And it's all in trusting the process. Some days it may look dark, it may look dreary. However, if you take a deep breath, you'll realize that you are actually stronger than you were the day before and the day before that. And sometimes it is those small things. They say that, when you are going through a lot, the first thing you should do is, make your bed every morning. Why you should make your bed every morning is because at least you would have known that you accomplished something that morning. That's done. It's a task that is done and it's there and go. So if that's the only thing that you can get to in that day, and I'm sorry, I'm going off on the mental health a little bit moment, but then that is a great achievement. And then you just make it to the next moment. I mean, you have to trust the process. Like with our 9 o'clock speaker, and she was talking about the holistic and going through the actual grief process, where grief is a relationship. It comes and it goes. It has different waves that you go through and that you experience. And then that in and of itself is you being able to trust the process. And, when I came up and I spoke with her, we had compared it to, gardening and being like a new gardener and, not knowing what to do when, that plant or that tree that you are trying to grow, when it's turning those colors or it looks like it's dying. Just because it looks like it's dying, that does not mean that it is. We are at a constant state of change every day. Everything is changing. That is the one constant, is that things are going to change. So because things are going to change, and it's all part of a cycle, so there has to be death in order for there to be life, right? But with death comes new life. It comes new beginning. And a lot of those times it is, it's that growth that is needed. In order for you to build your muscle, you have to break that muscle down in order for it to repair itself to be stronger. And that's the process that we have to trust. And sometimes we get caught up, or we tend to not be able to handle it because we don't want to do the breakdown, because that's going to require pain and agony, or at least 4 more days of pain until you can adjust to the breakdown and then put back in the right nutrients in order for it to build back properly. And so when you are trusting the process, those are some of the things that you have to accept, that there will be breakdown, there will be loss. Like, in order for there to be growth, there has to be loss. So those are some of the things. And just everything, in order for you to actually know if you have growth, you have to measure it. So that is why it's important for us to write down things, or write down the task, so that we can actually apply a measurement stick to say, yes, I may not have accomplished 10 things, but I accomplished 2 of the 10. And then be able to look at where we are in the process to find out what is needed in order to accomplish the 10. And I feel like I am all over the place. However, I know that at different moments there are some nuggets that are blessing some people that are out there. So just briefly, I want to touch on A Grateful Heart Abounds. A Grateful Heart Abounds was birthed out of a need, basically for the community during the winter months, just to do something as simple as give them a hot beverage or a hot meal in order for the at-risk individuals to make it, that through that day. And it shows them just through the little, like I said, it's the little things in life, right? But just through the simple things, you never know what can make a difference, or what could be that ignition or that fuel that kicks on for someone to empower them on their journey, or to help them through their process, because we are in this thing together. But yes, lastly, I just want to say that we are in this together. And the hardest thing I want to say is being able to trust the process. Trust the process with being able to build connections, being able to collaborate with others, being able to look at things from a different perspective, being transparent in your current state. Sometimes the hardest issue in life is to be transparent, and to be, because it requires, in order for you to be transparent, it requires you to have integrity, and for you to accept the things that you cannot change. And then for you to admit the things that you can, and admit where you are in that process. And that's one of the things that can actually build trust with, your client or a different venture partner as you are going throughout and building your brand. So data is king. All right. And trust the process. Oh my goodness, I'm so. The Black Business Expo mission is to raise funds for the high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that is on the screen, $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for May 2024. NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rocher Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, The Hello LLC, Barbara A. Smith LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Geniuses Common, Earth Essentials, 5-Star BDM Media, Melanation I Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side. Or maybe I'll still see you here.
Artist to me is a creative expression of something from nothing. You know, it explodes onto the canvas, or it explodes on in my work. One of the things that I try to do more than anything is I try to just give the lines and the movements and emotions and expressions into what I do. Art really means to me a chance to express how I feel deep down inside. Most of my art begins as a thought that I might have, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's history, whether it's a woman or a man. It pretty much starts as an idea of thought before I get into the actual image of what I'm going to draw. I do a lot of historical pieces. I was a history minor in college, and I love to do history pieces. And a lot of times I'm thinking about history, and then I try to make that history impact you as you look at it. That's one of the reasons I do pictures so large. People ask me, why do I do the pictures so big? And I tell them, I want the piece to impact them as they're looking at it, to kind of dominate them, dominate their space. And most of my pieces I try to do off page. I don't try to do anything that's going to be in those four corners or in a square. And I want your imagination to be a part of the piece that you're looking at. I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6, and then I traveled back and forth to D.C. because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting, and she does a lot of artistic things. And then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer, and my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglass Lab. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, you know, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet, but I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you know, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces, or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. what happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style, and it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at them. I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. People asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.
Hello, my name is Kiasi Helm and I'm 14 years old. I think my genius would probably have to be setting goals and achieving them. I say this because ever since I was young, I always wanted to be an author, and at age 11, I ended up achieving this. But not only did I end up becoming an author, I ended up becoming a public speaker, a publisher, a business owner, all these great things. The name of my business is Written by Kids Publishing Company. I decided to start this company because I thought it was important for me to help kids my age express themselves through literacy and just achieve their own goals. Because to me, achieving goals is the best thing in the world to feel. It's you just achieving things and aspirations that you set for yourself. And I know that everybody is capable of this, because even if you don't end up achieving the goal, you still tried your best, and that's the most important thing. And everybody is capable of this because genius is common. Thank you.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platforms, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader, an expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today.